Hello, welcome to another tutorial on Lesscode Prime. I'm Samuel Light Damoa and I'm going to be taking you through this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to go through the new Lesscode Prime, the 2.0 that is about to be released. Once you launch the application, you either have to log in or sign up. If you have actually not signed up, what you need to do is sign up and just is very simple. Just click on the button and the sign up form will just appear. Put in your username, your email address, your password, your number, and your real name. Once that is done, you just click on sign up to finish your sign up. Once you're signed up, it will log you in. So all you need to do is just click on project and go to your project and you can just start work. So this is a very simple thing. Since I've already signed up, I'm just going to go ahead and log in. So I've logged in and this is the interface for the 2.0. Very simple, clean and easy for you to use. So as you can see, we have our websites that we are actually building here. We have a demo website that comes with every installation. So you can take a look at what kind of website you can build with this application. If you look at the license for this website, it's not created. So I want to explain a few things with Lesscode. Lesscode, first of all, is not a website, it's a platform to help you build your website. So that means that when you buy Lesscode, you have something that is going to help you build your website along with the tutorials and everything that you're going to need. Let's look at buying a license for a website. Now we've made it easy for us to pay monthly. So for example, you can start buying monthly license for your you can buy a monthly license for your website. That means every month you would have to pay, or else the application is not going to work. And also, you need to have this license to be able to create more pages. And let's go to hosting. So we have certain fixed hosting that you can buy. Let's say 280 Ghana cedis, 380 and 580. All of them have their features and the space that will allow you. So if you are starting out and you don't know how much hosting you're going to need, you can just start with a 280 and then you click on buy hosting, put in your account password, and you can create your hosting license. Now this is very important because once you get a license for the website, you can decide to actually buy a monthly license and then buy your hosting. So that will cost you about like 300 and something to just start a website, and I think that's cool. If you want and you can pay everything together, I think that's the best in this case. So you just buy the whole thing 480 for the whole year, and then you get your hosting as well. Okay, so with that done, as I said earlier, I think it's very reasonable to buy the 480 Ghana cedis at the moment and then have your hosting. So you put that together, you buy it, and then you are done for the whole year. You just don't you forget about everything. You get all these features. You get even accounts so that you can actually even create accounts. Keep track of your expenses and your expenditure for the business or the website, and that also helps you. There are quite a number of plugins that is going to be released in the 2.0. They are not out yet, but I promise you, you're going to have so many features, and I think there's a time to really jump onto it so that you can actually convert your business, because it's a win-win situation for you. Once you have less code, you can edit the website, change the look, whatever you want, whenever you want, without having to pay extra. So you invest in that in yourself now, learn how to use this application, and for forever you are going to be using this application to build your website, manage your website, and also build more websites. You understand? So that is a very good investment to make right now. So I'm just going to build another website right now. I'm just going to start creating a website. So let's name the website demo or something. So I type in the name of my website and I click on start. So I did say this was actually a beta version, so there will be some bugs and you should expect it. But all you have to do is just report the bugs to us and then we'll just fix them. But at this moment, you see, I created a new website. It hasn't shown up yet, but what I can do is just click on projects, and the new website I created will show up, and it's very simple. So we are going to go into this new website that we created and we are going to try to edit the website. Okay, so this is what we have. We have a simple interface, something sleek and something simple. The interface has changed. So most people will be going, "Whoa, what is all this?" It's not too difficult to manage. We made it very, very easy now. So I'm gonna go through just building a simple interface from scratch here. We are just gonna spend like 2 minutes to 3 minutes just trying to build a simple interface. So Let's start. I'm going to have to press Control X to add a new section. So I click on this section. That is, if you have been using Lesscode for a while, and even if you are new, Lesscode is just organizing sections, blocks, and elements. So this is a section that will contain some blocks, and the blocks will also contain elements. So for example, let's just do something very quick. So I'm going to add another block by pressing Control B, and I have my block added to it. Now we have this design. I would like to just put text in here. So I click on the block and press Control T to add my text, and I can type something. So let's type something here. Okay, so we have something like this, a new Lesscode Prime. Since this is an introductory video, I'm not going to do much. One of the things we notice right away if you are using Lesscode 1.x series and you see the 2.0 is that whenever you click, you have this menu following you around that allows you to actually work faster. So we have this, and this allows you to change the width of the element that you have actually selected, and it allows you to increase the paddings, okay, the margins, which we'll go into detail in later videos. So it becomes very easy to manage things around here. Also, once that is done, one of the things that we want to do most of the time is probably work on text, right? So let's select this text and let's go to our font selection. So you go to font here, and then you can go through all these fonts that you want to select. So let's go through that. And as you can see, when you hover your mouse over the fonts, it actually shows you which kind of fonts. And in the 2.0, you can actually add more fonts, you see, so that you might have a font that you want to use, but then it's not available in Lesscode, and you can just add the font that you want to use yourself, and then you can use it. That's cool. So then we have that set. We can change the alignment of the text easily, right? So it's center, we can take it to left, and let's take it back to the center. So you have all these things available right away. You don't need to click anything else. All you have to do is just click the element and then click on the setting that you want, and that makes it work faster. So let's take a look at font size. So let's click this, take a look at font size. Let's increase our font size a bit, okay? And then we can increase our line height a bit, okay? And that is okay. Now let's go to colors. One of the things that most people would be doing is changing colors on the background. So when you select any element on the page, you can go to this icon here, the settings, and you select the kind of color you want to change. So this one, we want to change the background color, right? So it's, as you can see, selects the background color for you. And let's make it transparent, okay? Then we click on the section here and we select also background color, and instead of making it transparent, we want to make it white. Okay, so once we are done with that, we need to select the text, because the text color, which because of font color, it needs to be a little darker so that we can see it. So this is what we have. Okay, so we can press Ctrl S to save, and then we are fine. Now as you can see, we have a lot of settings here. We are going to go through it one after the other. So in about the span of like 3 to 4 minutes, we've created this. Let's select this section and go to our settings. There are 3 different types of settings. These are the action settings. We have the activation settings, and then we have the fill settings. What we've used, fill settings are settings that you actually select. For example, you see for this color, we choose the kind of color we want to use, and then we use this object to change the color. This is the only object for changing color. So that means that anytime I select a color, like let's say I want to change the color of the text, and I set font color is selected, when I change it, it works on the font. Yes, it works on the font, and the font color actually changes. We also have navigation color. In case I have my navigation here, I have to select what navigation item I want to change, and then I click on the color to change it. There are also other settings, for example, fill settings. Let's say I have an image list I want to make into a slider. I can just type the image list over here, and when I click outside of it to save automatically, or I can press Ctrl S to save. So then once we are done with this, I think one of the settings that we need to go through is the activation settings. These settings are more like settings that you need to turn on before they work. So I'll give you a very clear example. Because all these settings are used for navigation and everything, sometimes when you're working on your navigation items, let's say you have a navigation and you want to work on it, you need to tell the application what you are doing. So in a sense, you need to put on the navigation. So you select navigation on, and it knows that anytime you select fonts, the font type, if you select font size, it's not for any text on the page, but for the navigation. Once you are done working on your navigation, you can just turn navigation off. Also, the other settings like turning on your slanted edges, animations, border style. So, for example, you want to give this element a border, right? So you select the border style here. Let's make it solid, okay? And then we go to the border. Let's go to colors, okay? What kind of color do we want to work on? We are saying the border color, okay? So then we change it to something, and then we go to the border here, and then we change the kind of border that we want to use. So in this case, we are selecting solid. Okay, so we select the kind of border that we want. Okay, so for now, let's just click on something else. And as you can see, we have our border. The reason why the border wasn't actually working at the moment we're changing it is because we had this selected. It had selected it. So when you deselect it, you see that the border is actually working. So then let's continue with what we're doing. Let's look at some of the settings that you can have. So for example, we select this section and want to change the type of background. As you can see, you can actually understand these settings easily. So you select an element and you say what type of background should it have. So we are going to select an image background. When we select an image background, as always, we need to go to our color. Let's select our background color. Because it's a solid white, we need to reduce it so that we can actually see the image that we are looking at. Now let's go through our settings and then change the image. As you can see, these things work as they used to. Or if you want to change an image, all you have to do is just click on the image you want to use, okay? And then let's select this image for now. So we are building a design, aren't we? We are actually creating a design. Let's go back to our settings and try and change the settings a bit. Let's make it a little bit even. So let's make everything 2 2. All right, 2 2 2. And now that the background has changed, we need to also change the color here. So we go back to our color settings here and we select the type of color. We're saying border color, and instead of making it black, we want to make it a little bit white. And when we click outside of this, is going to show up. So one other thing I would like to do is probably add another text to this block. So Control T to add a new text to this block. And as you can see, we didn't actually save our image. That's why we have the image we actually choose it and select. But as you can see, most of the settings that we actually applied have actually worked, and we have our background, we have our design. So you see, gradually we're actually moving forward. So let's take this text, go to our font color, and just change the font color to white because we have a darker background. So let's change the text. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, so now that we have this set, let's try and do something to our text. I don't like this actually, so I would want to change the kind of text I'm using here. So I'm going to look for one of my favorite fonts that I normally use, and in the next versions, as in the 2.1, we are going to add in a search so that you can just type in the name of the font you want to use and then you are gone. You are done. So I'll just increase the width of this font small a bit, and then I'll click on this, reduce the width, press Control, and then move it to the center. You can also click on the setting here. So when you click on the setting, you can see an offset. When you can see it moves the element to the right. Anytime you click it, and moves it to the right, to the left. So we have something like this set down for us, and then that is cool. Let's move it back to the width because we use that more. Now let's select this block, and we are adding a bit of padding to it, right? And as you know, we can select this, right, and add 120 here as it applies perfectly. And let's go here, select this, add 120 here, and it applies perfectly. So now we have this design set in place. We can go back to our settings. Okay, let's try and take our design to the next level. Okay, so we are still building a website, and as you can see, we are not actually coding. We are using this application to build a beautiful website that we can use for our business, whatever it is. So the new version of Lesscode is quite easy to use. As you can see for yourself, it's easy, it's quick, and through this process, you can just build a beautiful website. I'm glad you watched this video, and if you have any other questions, just send us a message. We are always ready to answer your questions. It will take a bit of getting used to, but trust me, if you master this, it's going to help you push your ideas out there faster. So thank you for watching again, and in our next series, expect a long series of videos that is going to show you how to use the application better.